It's me, it's BDevine, of course, and I hope we are going to be able to see, we're going to be able to see what we need to see. Okay, so I have my clip-on phone holder, but it's on its last legs, so I am going to get a new one. Welcome everybody, thank you for coming in. This is some messages that are coming up now. We've just had this new moon in Virgo, okay, which is really focused on our work and abundance and all those sorts of things. So we're going to take a look at a few different oracles today, and also some cards, of course. I want to welcome in all of the new subscribers. I really appreciate all of you you don't even know who I am. You're just getting to know me now, but I appreciate you coming in. It has been a very long journey for me on YouTube. As many of you know, people who actually have a lot of light to share with the world, unfortunately, get blocked a lot of the time so that people will listen to more fearful messages that I don't bring. All right. So I'm really glad to see this morning when I got ready to do my videos today that YouTube had actually recommended one of my videos to me. I have never seen that ever, right? So it was awesome how that went. All right. So I'm just going to look at these. I'm going to close my eyes so that I can't see, because there's some different ones here, as we will see. I'm going to start with the tea leaves. What do we need to know? I'm just going to grab a few out. What do we need to know? This is for everyone. I have my reading special on until the end of August, so you can still get a really decent reading. And wait a minute, I just need to concentrate on what I'm doing. One more. Okay. So, you can get your own recording I make for you. And I also tend to send you some extra recordings as well, like some things to help you on your journey. I also want to mention that any of my services, you can also use a split payment option as well. So, you can afford some things for yourself. Here we go. Wind chimes, peace and harmony. Mountain, major challenge to overcome. Happiness is here. That must be a astral house. Yeah, house of happiness. Awesome. A house of marriage. Positive connections. Solid foundation and success with effort. These are all awesome for us. Problems to be resolved, all we know that. Love and marriage is all here. Happiness. Okay. You may have felt today a very different energy. So if you're focusing on doing something risky and taking a chance, if you're focusing on a new direction for yourself, or there's just been a whole lot of chaos in your life, you're going to find that this settles. And maybe something that started in July is now going to start to come into fruition now. We're going to find out some information. This is awesome. We're going to find out some information as we're going along, of course. I've got these are Lenormand cards, but they are Celtic Lenormand. We will take a look at those as well. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's start with these cards. See, there's something about romance being in the air. A new romantic cycle begins. Conclusions are within reach. We'll see when you have a new beginnings, it's obviously because you've shut some things off as well. A fiery climax approaches. All right, so we need to watch our temper because we've got Mars around as well. You are very close to achieving your goals. This is why, see, there's things that always try to block us from exactly where we want to be. And they get us all worked up. So when someone wants to try to block you, they're going to try to do it emotionally, okay? But don't let your past hold you back. You don't want to repeat something, you know, from before and have it continually come back because of your reactions. Nothing is yet set in stone. There are things moving. There are things changing, right? Your dreams need a practical plan. And I would say give all plans and details over to your spiritual light team. Hold your vision, see? That's all you have to do. You hold a vision of wellness, you hold a vision of success, you hold a vision of love, you hold a vision of you know, high vibration, you hold a vision and intention of wellness and healing and abilities, and that is what you do for anything in your life. There is no point going into something with, oh, well, it's probably just not going to work anyway, you know. Oh, yeah, I've heard all that before and blah, 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 blah. Don't destroy your own self. You know, self-sabotaging behavior is very real. Right, now I need to be able to... Okay, we might be able to see where I'm going to put the cards here. Okay, so that might work. All right, let's get moving into some of these readings. I first want to get some Archangel Michael message. Oops, oh God. And message from my Ascended Masters. All right. Soon I'm going to be, I just want to tell you as well, my tarot course, all right, it's probably going to come out October, November. And you'll be able to do it in your own time. And it'll probably be around 6 weeks, the course. And you'll also be able to have Zoom calls as part of it, right? And this is going to be very discounted. So I really want to see some people who are saying that they want to learn the tarot. It doesn't even matter if you're advanced. There'll be some techniques that you will learn that are really going to help you to open your intuition and to be a much more, I guess the word is accurate in some ways, but it's more confidence, because when you have confidence doing anything, you've got success. That's all you need, right? Is confidence. So if you can feel confident in what you're doing, and I'll show you some things to help you, you're going to go a long way. So the spiritual law of attraction with Melchizedek is here. So something that you're working towards yourself, something that you're wanting in your life, something that has been on your mind to fulfill. Maybe it is card readings, right? Maybe that is what you've been wanting to do. But, you know, whenever, I'm just moving this out my way, whenever we are doing something that other people are doing, you've really got to be careful that you're not comparing yourself to them. Because one thing that I get during my journey is, oh, I can't do that because Becky, you know, who's going to listen to me? Oh, I can't do that because you're doing it. I can't do that because other people are going to listen to you and not me, or they're going to listen to this person or this one. You know, all of that self-doubt, it turns into a very, very negative trait. You don't want that around you. More people need to learn to stand out on their own and to be very, very secure in themselves. And that is one thing I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that I struggled with the most, was being comfortable with me, especially with all the abuses, you know, in my own past, etc., as you may have had too. And you feel like everyone's going to laugh at you or think you're stupid or think you're a witch, hey, whatever. But you've got to do it anyway, because nothing worthwhile is ever going to be so simple. Otherwise, you don't really value it, right? So Melchizedek, the spiritual law of attraction, you know, you don't want to attract the things you don't want into your life. and you want to open yourself up to divine wisdom. And I often say to myself, if I was an angel, if I was an angel, what would I be doing, or what would I be saying? And that is why most of, the things that I do say have this understanding, empathic energy towards it, because I totally get it. And I know the angels are like, look, you're worrying about this too much. You're overthinking. You're overstressing. It doesn't matter what someone else is doing. This is about you. It doesn't matter what your past has been and who's let you down and who's abused you and who's hurt you and who's left your side and who's teased you and who's mocked you. It doesn't matter. We are right by your side. The more that you are connected with yourself and your own message, the easier life becomes. I meet people and I guess they think I'm going to be on, I don't know, like Miss Spiritual, guru all the time. And I'm just myself. The only time that I tune right in is when I'm working, right? I don't tune in all the time. I learned that a long time ago, that is a bad news for me. That is bad news for anybody. If you're always sensing things wherever you go, like this is happening. Oh, I feel that. Oh, someone's really sick in this room. Then you're not protecting yourself, and you're not doing yourself any favors. You're going to burn out, right? There's nothing cool about staying switched on 24 hours a day and wearing yourself down. And when you're really needed, you're no good. Be really careful of that. I hear people saying that they, I only pick up messages when I ask for them and when I'm protected in my place of receiving, right? I may receive a message when I'm not really consciously asking for it because I'm in my place of receiving. It may be something that I need. However, I don't absorb anyone else's crap around me. I couldn't care less what anyone else is doing. I don't have time to sit there and wonder about someone else's motives. I spent too many years doing that. And when you break free from that habit, wow, you really become a powerful being of light. And, when people meet me, I'm just myself, completely laughing, joking, being funny, I'm quite funny, I think, right, at times. Swearing or whatever, the occasion calls, not all the time, but, if one slips out, it slips out. I'm just myself. But then if you ask me something spiritual while I'm being myself, I'm still going to be able to tune in for you, but I'm not absorbing anything. This is a big lesson for everybody. Serapis Bey, look at him. He's like, God, stop that. Go. Now in this energy, because Serapis Bey is very, very powerful at ascension energy, right? Bringing us into our ascended energy, working with shielding, guarding ourselves. We see a powerful being of light. We see a powerful master like Serapis Bey. And do you think he's going to be worried about what Melchizedek thinks of him? Or Jesus or El Moira or anybody? He's just being himself. And he is honored for his own skill, which is shielding. He also helps us to ascend. He will bring you a lot of messages if you ask for them. And these messages are going to be about your spiritual path. This is both about spiritual pathways here. Now, he doesn't want you to be in any position that is toxic. You've got to get out of it. You can't raise your frequency by staying at the same level as people who are in a low frequency and thinking you're going to help them. It's just not going to work. You need to bring them up in their frequency to meet you. Don't go down to meet them. You will suffer if you do that. Okay, so Serapis Bey brings us back to our ancient history. It connects us in with spiritual truths. We know these things to be true. We know we need to listen, as Man Jushri brings us that energy. we listen to the truth. And the truth is always going to guide you to strengthen, to protect yourself. I see these people, I am telling you, I have to write. There was a young girl, 5 years old, and her mother is sitting there promoting this, that her daughter's a clairaudient, she's a clairvoyant, and she spins around in circles in the garden, and she sees all these beings, right? The mother's sitting there like, oh, tell them how to do it. Tell them what you're doing. Instead of saying, this is what I do with my daughter first, is I make sure that this little girl is completely protected, that she's not absorbing anything, that she's not seeing anything unwanted, that she's not taking on a negative attachment, who's telling her all these good things and suddenly they turn, right? She's protected. Oh no, the mother's not doing any of that. She's just promoting her daughter's abilities. And the daughter has no idea what she's doing. Like, she's only a 5-year-old little girl. Let her have fun. And the mother's trying to cash in on it. That sort of thing, I'm like, are you teaching your daughter how to protect herself? Number one, not just a little fluffy white light. Grounding, connected, protected, triple shield, boom. Nothing can get into my field of light. Nothing. People try as they might, I just transform it into abundance, positive energy. It's great. The more that's sent, the more that gets transformed. And this goes down into the earth. See? We have to listen. We know what is true for us. We know what we're doing in our life. We're moving into September. We are moving in towards the end of 2022. And things are going to be very, very different in 2023 as well. And I'm going to be opening up the 12-month forecast coming up soon. I know there are regular people that just love to get it every year. I don't like really doing a 12-month forecast in the sense of, here, this is exactly what's going to happen. But it's curious to me as the year goes on that I hear from these people and they're like, oh my God, here it comes. And it comes not in preciseness, in a way that you can manifest whatever you want out of it, right? You can manifest your forward movement. Now, we really need to listen here. There are messages coming towards us if we're in our protected state. And King Solomon talks about priorities. He talks about building things, you know, obviously. I'm not really a... Anyway, I'm not going to say anything about King Solomon in this sense, okay? In this message, he is positive and he's trying to help us. And Ganesh is the overcomer of any obstacles as well. So we're overcoming obstacles. If you say, I'm going to write it down on a piece of paper because you won't hear it and then you'll be asking me and I'll be repeating myself. So wait a second. All right, I'll use this piece of paper here. All right, so this is what you got to say. If I can get my pen. You know, I'm always losing my pen. Really? That's probably not going to work, Becky, but we're going to try. Okay, so this is what you're going to say. I'm going to try to write Om, O-M, Gam, G-A-M, Om, Gam, Ganapate, Namaha. I tell you what, if you say this 21 times, Om Gam Ganapate Namaha, Om Gam Ganapate Namaha, Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. Try to say it. You're going to have a piece of paper in front of you. So hopefully you've written that down by now. That'll really, really cause an energy connection with Ganesh and open up some abundance in your life and get rid of some obstacles in your way. Okay, we have a big spiritual mission. It's I need help with you all doing this and spreading this light and spreading this energy. That's why I'm so grateful for the people that took a chance and started out with the Light Leaders Academy, and now 2 of them, well, so far there's 3 that are working on this personally with others. Like, they've got their own website going and they're working, right? They've got it. That's what I mean. You could have the job where you've always wanted, working from home. Working from home and working with helping clients who then tell people. It just goes on and on, right? So I'm just making sure I've got some sage stuff here, incense. Okay, let's get the nice cards out. Well, actually, I want to do Archangel Michael first. Okay. So what this is the new moon. The last few weeks, obviously the last 11 weeks, my husband and I have been raising baby huskies, dealing with 9 dogs in the house, and then 8, and then 7, and 6, now 5. Okay, so we have the 2 babies that we're keeping, and already we had 3 adults. Now, I can't even tell you, it's like night and day at home here with the energy, right? The older dogs are also being exhausted too, with all the changes that they've had to go through and all of the things that we've been dealing with. And they are now in their right energy, on the right path. Oh, you're on the right path. Perfect. They are all now in their rightful homes, thank goodness. And it has been really, really difficult because we hand raised them all, so we were very close and connected. We also had things going on in our own personal life and our friend's life with their son, young man, in a motorcycle accident and completely snapped his back at T3, not to mention bones sticking through, out through the skin that had to be fixed, and a broken wrist as well, and he's been in absolute agony. He may not walk again. He may be paralyzed. Such a young and active guy. So this is Bobby's friend for a long, long time, and it's his son. We did the shamanic healing for him as soon as I found out, and I was told it was touch and go. I was also told the fluid in the body was the thing, the swelling. The one thing about swelling is when, and also low blood pressure. So this boy's had this low blood pressure, etc., because of different blood rushing to different places, etc., and all of this stuff. Anyway, the swelling was the thing. See, energy healing work. There you go. Right, the swelling was the thing for me that I was noticing the most. And they had to operate on his arm, his leg. They operated yesterday on his spine. Now they're going to cast his wrist. He is in so much pain, but they said after the healing, etc., that he's doing so much better than they thought. And we've just had this, and then traveling, dropping off animals, reorganizing houses. We had another kid staying with us for a while. He's back and forth. Son going to work, night shift, So there's been a whole lot for us. And we're finally, moving forward and able to shift a lot of energy, and there's a lot of calmness today. So you are on the right path, even if it doesn't seem like it. And you are supposed to be working with energy healing. Everybody is. Everybody can do this. And by that I don't mean going out and doing Reiki. That's just a band-aid, really. That's okay. You're going to learn about energy work. You're going to learn about it through Reiki. But that's just the beginning, And energy healing is all about focusing on wellness and intention of wellness. Learning how to become medically intuitive is something that I'm going to be teaching in my semester 3. Learning how to work shamanically and what that really means. And going through different levels of understanding, with healing. 99% of the work is done by the client. It's all self-healing. They've got to put the effort in. There is no point you working and working and working and someone's just sitting there like, well, I really expected this bolt of lightning to come out of... Okay. Hopefully it's back on. Yep. And it reconnects, right? So if my internet goes in and out, which it sometimes does for whatever reason, because I'm talking about things that are serious, I'm just going to keep on going, okay? It's just how I roll. Archangel Michael, take care of the situation right now, right? Focus on the solution, not the problem. The solution becomes easy. And there's a way forward that you can't see, and that's fine. You just got to trust that your way forward is going to be perfect for all involved. Sometimes divine timing has a lot to do with it as well. Okay? Okay, Archangel Michael, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Again, I'm going to do some more readings that are more in depth, of course. And we'll have a look at the Russian fortune telling as well. But right now I'm going to do this one, sitting right here. I also have these amazing towers up on the website now. And for gemstones, rockandgems.com. Oh my God, these fluorite quartz towers are enormous. They're like 5 pounds each. Like, they're huge. They're about 10 inches. They're really, really wide, like 4 or 5 inches wide. And they're quartz fluorite, absolutely stunning. So I've only got a few of those. You can take a look at those as well. All right, let's take a look at... I am using the Gregory Scott tarot cards. So let's get a theme card come out. Okay, let's get a theme card. What's the theme for all those that are listening? Okay, information. All right, so we'll take it. We're just going to put him back there because that's just our theme card. This is new information coming forward. Ah! See, I told you it drops off. I need a new one of these things. Ah! Sorry if I gave you a heart attack. Oh my God. Okay. The little thing that holds the holder on, like the little screw that goes like that, that came off. So I'm dealing with it right now. Okay. So we're dealing with new information. So what is this about? What is this about? New information, and this is concerning your finances. But I want you to take a look here at this, like this lady, okay? So if this is representing us right here, she is focused on what she's doing, right? She's a little bit penny pinching, it sort of feels like it to me. And there's the devil right there on her shoulder saying, hey, but if you do this, I can give you all of this, right? I am so glad that that never happened to me with my career, where I was offered some kind of deal or whatever, right? Probably because they know I wouldn't take it. So it's probably wasting their time. Right, that's why they give me a little bit of a hard time on places. I love that, though. That's fine. So someone is going to offer you something that will be about money or about your finances, okay? Now, if it's not in alignment with what you really want for yourself, okay, you don't have to say yes. Okay, you don't have to say yes at all. You need to just make sure that what you're doing in your life really, really resonates with who you are to the soul. We know to the core, right? So we know that when something is not right for us, we can feel it. It feels awkward. It feels weird. And if something's right for us, everything begins to flow, right? This is what starts to happen. So in this instance, this is the Knight of Pentacles. Now this is help arriving for you. This is information. This is news. It's very positive. However, if there's something coming that you're not completely 100% happy with, don't say yes. Okay? So we need to know more about this. So what else do we need to know? Oh my God, these cards keep coming up like this with this temptation around. You know, the thing is that you're moving away from, you know, those things that were such annoyances in the past. And by the time the full moon, as we see here, begins to come for us, you know, we will see clearly. Right now, there's a lot of negative energy. Now, this is worldwide as well. Really trying to get people to fight against each other, you know, and stress with each other and do things that they don't want to do and, you know, start to worry about things and get you back in that worry mindset, because that's when you're easily controlled, right? Is when you are focused entirely on, when you're focused entirely on worry, you are not manifesting. And believe me, that's what a darker agenda wants you to do. Because if what we were dealing with was positive, okay, this is something you may have to ask yourself. If you're dealing with something that is positive for you, then that kind of energy will continually come through. That you're helping each other, that we're doing the right thing, that we are giving to the people, that we are making things easier, that we are uniting everybody in their differences anyway and allowing people to live exactly how they need to live without hurting another person. That we're not tripping people up with things that they're saying and they're thinking, or they might be thinking, or maybe one day they're going to say that. So, you know, we're going to cut them down before they've ever even thought anything of their own. We're going to, you know, if a leadership, for example, workplace leadership, governments are telling you, hey, you know, you people are horrible, and because you're so horrible, we're going to give what we would have given to you to other people who clearly don't need it, right? Oh, you have to do this or you're not going to have a job. Oh, but it's okay now. It's okay now because we can see that really didn't work anyway. So you want to come back to your work? Oh, you did what we asked you to do? Oh, okay, well, we still don't want you around. You're going to have to go anyway because we can't afford you. How many people had to do something in this year and last year? What did they have to do? They had to do what they were told, or they would lose money, and money was a premium because it seemed like everything was getting higher priced and things were going up. You know, rent was going up through the roof, and you know, things were starting to cost more. So people were getting forced to listen to these demons and keeping them worried so that they could stay somewhere that they really shouldn't have been because their boss didn't give a crap about their health. Why would people work for someone who didn't give a crap about their health? Because they wanted the money, because they were afraid of leaving their job, because they might not get another one, and even if they got another one, they're still going to have the thing that they've been told that they have to have. So, geez, this is difficult, right? And now it's like, oh, it's okay. You know, if you get sick, come back in 5 days, it's fine. Don't worry about it now. Right? We have not been looked after as a people, right? As humanity, we haven't been looked after for a very long time. And this is what the Destiny Code is teaching you as well. If you haven't done that, it's free. The Destiny Code is teaching you where this mass brainwashing came from. Okay? And how long it's actually been infiltrated into society. And yeah, it's hard. You know, when you've got a lot of people, it's hard to get everybody to be harmonious. Right? And it's especially hard to get them to be harmonious when you're picking a fight with every single one of them. You see? We've got to stop playing the game. And we've got to use our intentions. Our intentions, our visions, our focus needs to be on where we are individually going, because that is the thing that changes everything. We can't force everybody to wake up. We can't force everybody to see something in our way. So we don't try. What we do now is we lead by example. And we don't try to force anyone to live in any kind of a way. I mean, in the early days, I was like, oh my God, why we all need to get onto this spiritual, bandwagon and start to change our lives. And this is how we heal. And, I wanted everybody to heal. I wanted everybody to be happy. I wanted everybody to be in their most abundant timeline. And now the time for trying to shake shoulders is over. You've got to lead by example here. People are watching your life. Are you healthy? Are you feeling awesome? Right? Can you pick up a guitar and play what you want to play because you've worked on it because you really want to achieve it? Not said, oh, that's too hard. Oh God, I'll never get there. Oh, I can't do any card readings or anything because there's someone else that's doing it. So the past energy vibration can't exist in a positive future because you had a negative past. If you had an awesome past and your life was abundant and strong and easy, you wouldn't have reached out to spirituality, because without knowing it, you were already in spiritual bliss. Because you don't worry about anything. You don't stress about anything. You don't really have to. You've never really had to. You might have thought, this life is easy. What is everyone worried about? Because you chose that for yourself. So if that's the case, you might just know people who've had an easy life and they're never going to use spiritual advice anyway, because they've never had a problem. But you have. Your life hasn't been easy. I know that I moved into spiritual things and just looking at it, and I hate the word spiritual really because it's been given a bad name, but moved into more mystical things, let's say, because I was looking for answers that nobody else could give me. I didn't want to go on to anti-anxiety tablets or antidepressants. I didn't want to go and spend hundreds and thousands on a psychologist. So I started to teach myself, because I started to figure out the more I know, the more educated I am about something, right, the easier my life becomes. And that's how my journey began. It was with being in a position, of heavy abuse with my oldest two children's dad, who was cray-cray, to say the least. And I stumbled upon a MIMS journal, which is in Australia, which is basically, and I've probably told this story before, but just in case, it's basically a dictionary of tablets that the doctors and nurses and hospitals and things give to patients, right? So it's A to Z. I came across this, right? I started reading it, and had pictures. And the biggest thing in it was symptoms, right? So I'm looking at symptoms of someone who's having a psychotic problem, you know, they're going into psychotic rage. And this tablet will help someone who's psycho. And this tablet will help someone who can't sleep. And this tablet will help someone who is schizo, right? And then when you look at the symptoms of, you know, schizophrenia or psychosis, and you're like, oh my God, these are the symptoms that the partner that I have has got. Oh my God, I am dealing with someone who is mentally insane. And I am trying to get them sane, or to understand sane thinking. It's just not going to happen. It was like a huge dawning point. You've got to remember, I'm like 16 going on 17 with a child, no family, and living with this person who I'm like, oh, I had a child with you. That's it. We've got to stay together. I can fix this. You know, just this old Little House on the Prairie type of mentality. I don't know where I got that from. But that's how I thought it was. You know, when you have a kid, you stay there. So you try to help. And this is what actually sparked. Besides already doing the cards and things when I was like 15, you couldn't do that in front of anybody, like in front of him especially, or his friends. It was all in private with other people, right? But that mental health, that looking at those symptoms was fascinating to me, right? And it allowed me to get out of my situation eventually. We are moving out of our situations, everybody, okay? As a collective, we are shifting timelines again. And that is the actual truth of it. Last couple of days, boom. The card of the Chariot actually shows that really well, because it shows the two lions working together, and the charioteer has got his arms up in the air and he's using his actual will. He's manifesting and talking to them clairaudiently and telepathically, and telling them which way to go, and they're listening. Talk about having some ability, right? And this is connected with the Magician, etc. as well. It's connected to the energy of Cancer also, which is connected to the energy of home, energy of nurturing and caring for yourself, right? And this is what's coming up here. So when you are in a situation in your life that has been a long time abuse, you may not know that it's long-term abuse because it's so subtle. Usually our mothers, sad to say, are responsible for how we see ourselves in the public eye, how we nurture ourselves, how we compare our body, our looks to others, how we compare our brains, how we compare our knowledge on any level. A mother who made you dependent on her or codependent would be the sort of person who would make you feel bad because she feels bad. That would make you feel like you had to fix a situation because she was low. Her energy was down. You know, poor her. Something's going on with her. The kid has to get into mode of fixing mum. Got to make mum happy. Oh, you can stay in bed all day, mum. I'll clean the house as a child, right? There's no strength. There's no backbone. And sadly, if this is happening to a son, he ends up catering to his mother and go out into life and cater to the woman who treats him like crap, and he thinks that's what I deserve. Okay? If the mother doesn't nurture the daughter very well, or continually degrades the daughter and puts her down and makes her feel useless, right? She will go through her life putting up with an abusive partner who makes her feel useless because that's where she feels she stands. She'll also become jealous in some sense, or she will feel threatened by other women who she may deem to be a better fit for her partner, or her partner may think is a better fit, or whatever it is, because they've always been less than good enough, right? The father is supposed to protect, and if your father was absent in your life, you don't have any protective person. You didn't have anyone to rely on, perhaps other than a parent or grandparent or whatever it is, and you feel fragile. You go through anxiety. Why? Because there's no one there protecting you. You've always had to protect yourself in some way, or feel like you're vulnerable, and therefore may go through life afraid of decision making, or afraid of being let down by someone in your life. There are so many different scenarios. If we don't have a protective father, then we're not going to believe that Spirit is protecting us, or God, or whatever you want to call it, protects us either. If we don't have a nurturing and caring, healthy, bonded mother, then we're going to feel like we're unlovable. We're going to have low self-esteem. We're going to always try to correct our appearance through surgeries or extreme makeup or hair or wigs or whatever it is, trying to change who we are, right? All of that nonsense of being someone else to please other people and to fit in and to not stand out of the crowd and to not get in trouble somewhere, or to, make sure you're always helping everybody so no one thinks you're a jerk, or, to make sure you answer everything right away so that no one's going to be pissed off with you. Or, I must do more because, someone else is getting more successful than me, so I've got to do more and more and more. That's not working. My God, how much more do I have to actually do? This is getting really hard now. I'm really pissed off about this because it doesn't seem to matter what I do. Nobody notices. Okay? You're just running and getting nowhere. I often use the Flintstones analogy of those feet just moving and you're not going anywhere because of the comparisons, because of the doubts, because of the worries, because of the fear, because of the money factor. You've got to earn, you've got to do, you've got to be. Oh, now someone's sick. Now you're looking after everybody. Oh, they're so sick. And those are the things that you keep on saying. Oh, I don't feel well. Oh, I'm feeling really bad. Oh, nobody cares. So then you feel worse because you feel sorry for yourself, or you feel bad because someone else is unwell and you can't fix it, or whatever it is that you're doing to yourself. What we have to do is notice where we're working too hard with something, with everybody else, with responsibilities, with feeling like crap, with our health, with, oh, I'm trying to open up to I never get messages. Yes, you do. They're just not in the way you think they're going to be. Oh, other people get all that because you have an issue with being good enough. That's why you think other people are more gifted than you, right? And if you're coming out of this, you know exactly what I'm saying. When you come out of it and you can look at it, you can see how we work so hard to improve ourselves. There's not one of you that is not working so hard to be better. But let me tell you, the word work needs to be removed. You just need to accept that you are who you are, that you just are, that crap happened to you and it didn't stop you. You're still here. That people antagonized you and had a role to play in your life blueprint of being the asshole, of being the abuser, of being the jerk, of abandoning you, of rejecting you. They all had a role to play in agreement with you. You may not understand that right away. And you certainly don't want to hear that when you're going through someone's bad behavior, right? But if you understand that every aspect of your life has been set up to help you to accomplish your goals, then you can actually have some peace and you can actually get some healing from people who've done you wrong because they had a role to play in getting you right. How's that? We don't have to forgive people who abused us and punched us and sexually abused us and threw us in rooms and, allowed us to be abused our whole life. We don't have to say, oh, wow, thank you so much. You're awesome for giving me that experience. Because the person that they are in this life is not someone that you're going to appreciate, right? It's really not. And, if you can see it from that higher perspective and look at it later, once you've come away from it all, once you've taken care of yourself, once you've worked on yourself and go, oh my God, now I know what that was teaching me. Resilience, tenacity, strength, right? A push forward attitude. Being positive even when everything around you is negative. For doing things anyway. Making mistakes, big deal. You made mistakes in your past. You helped somebody. You did. And you also helped yourself by saying, well, I don't want to do that again. Right? Okay? People look at me and go, wow, you're so strong, Becky. Well, you know what? That is not a word I would have called myself. Okay? I thought that being a strong person meant that you, even as a little kid, could stop whatever was coming at you. That's a strong person to me. Stopping whatever attack is on its way. That's strength, right? But if you mean emotional strength, yeah, that is what I have. Because I refuse to go down easily. I never have gone down easily, no matter what's happened, right? Until there's been a nasty blow that's occurred and it's put me down. Or I'm forced down, right? But emotionally speaking, there was something inside of me always that does this. I am going to put my mind back into what I'm doing. There is someone worse off than me, I would say as a little girl to myself. Someone else has it worse than you. Gosh, you should think yourself lucky. Because there was a girl that I went to school with and I knew there was something off, like there was something weird. We were playing sport. I played, sport from the age of 5 until I was 33. Like weekly, sport, full on. So that was my escape, right? This girl came to school, and whenever she came to school in Australia, you wore a netball skirt, as they called it, which had pleats, and it had a flat piece in the front. It was kind of like shorter. Some girls wore them real short when we got to high school, right? But you would wear this as part of your school uniform. Okay, had a panel on the front, I guess you could say. This one girl used to come to school and she'd always wear like leggings or something underneath. And I was like, oh, well, she must be cold all the time. I didn't even think about it. And one day she was forced to take off those leggings because we were going to be playing another school for netball. So, we were traveling to this school and we had to all represent, right? However that is here in the United States. It's different in Australia. So we all had to wear the same stuff. And she had her leggings. So she just had her legs. And there, I am telling you now, there was a horrendous wound on her leg that was the shape of it's kind of like a Nike sign, right? A backward hook type of a shape. Where something had hooked her skin, dug into her skin this way and dug out. It was like I knew it was a belt buckle with the little thing like this that sticks into the belt holes. That had hooked in and around, and this is why she didn't want to wear. Her legs were covered in bruises. And I used to think to myself, oh my God, there's nothing on the outside. No one can see it, at least. She's worse than I am. You know, and I had my own stuff going on, right? This poor girl, I'll never forget her. And if I was going through something, again, my way through it was to remember that it's easy for me. Someone else got it harder, Becky, so shut up, right? And that is, to me, like that is what got me through emotionally, was reminding myself of others who are less fortunate than me. I still do that, right? But what it did was it brushed away my own pain. You know, my own nightmares, my own fears, my own frustrations. And I took everything away from myself and I gave it to everybody else. Okay? That's what we do. This is what when I'm talking to my light leaders, they've done this their whole life as well. It's always about everybody else. That's why you get into healing. How can I help? How can I be of service? Right? How can I be good? How can I be better? Right? But it's about everybody else. And what ends up taking place is that you ignore yourself for so long that it starts to fade away. Your body starts to malfunction. And then you got another problem that you're going to blame yourself for. People start having swelling problems, bloating problems, heart problems, circulation problems, right? And then they think there's something else they're doing wrong, when really their body has suffered from the internal thoughts of its owner. And this has caused the issue. This has caused the issue. When you care about yourself enough, you end up being the one not only controlling the lion, but riding it. This lion's going to do whatever you want. And this lion's going to defend you. And it's because you have decided that you want more. And that you can have it. And that all it takes is a vision of success for you. All it takes is that your thoughts remain positive. That you tell your body what you want it to do. That you open up to the fact that you've been treated poorly. And that it had nothing to do with you personally. Right? It wasn't because you were whatever problem you think you were. And you deserved it in some way. It wasn't because of that. It's because of someone else's projection of their low self-esteem, and they knew that you would emotionally take it on for them. Now, they don't know that completely consciously, but part of their journey is to cause hell for your journey. And see if you're still going to do it. See if you are still going to push through all of that and still want to help others and still want to get well and still want to heal. Even if you've been through hell and back 1,000 times. Even if you've been rejected by everyone you've ever known. Right? We don't want anyone else in our lifetime making us feel bad because of our decisions, right? Because of our choices, because of how we live our life, because we've had that our entire lifetime. Pleasing everybody. Hey, I'm not going to get in trouble, am I? I'm a good kid, aren't I? I'm not drawing any attention to myself, am I? I don't want to stand out in the crowd, do I? I'll be embarrassed if that happens, won't I? You see? So all of this is why people are so triggered right now with changes and restrictions and rules and regulations and prices increase and just all of the things that we were trying to do, where we are thrown back into our traumatized past. And it's not our parents or our family anymore or friends anymore. It's people who are supposed to be doing what's right for the world. So it's no longer just connected in with our personal lives. This trauma that's hitting us right now is affecting every aspect of our lives and our families' lives. Twisting and turning brother against brother, son against mother or parent or whatever, because of beliefs and this and that and who's right and who's wrong. And we're back at square one where we used to be when we were little kids and we didn't have a say in anything. Now we don't have a say again. And our say, in fact, has been thwarted. What we wanted to have happen didn't happen. So then we lose our hope. And this is what's happening to people here. God, we are so much more powerful than that. Look what we've already been through. Look what our lineage went through. Look at the world wars. They didn't give up. They didn't give up. But they were also felt that they were supported by their country, by people back home, by leaders. They felt they were supported. This is the first time we haven't felt supported. It doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. None of them are doing a very good job at supporting us and helping us. It's all games and wait for it. No. So if that is not going to be our reality, and we are dissolving what that is, then we have to do for ourselves. Because guess what? The people that you rely on the most are not your allies. You are your greatest hope. You are the answer. You are the savior. And when you understand your sovereignty, justice is done. Things change. The ending is nigh. The curse is lifted. The new beginning happens. And yes, we grieve our fallen people, heroes. All of my family members on both sides of my family go into the military. Okay? And oh my God, just so many things. And luckily for certain websites and certain family members, there's a lot of history there. One of them goes back to George Washington and, just doing what they felt was right to free people, right? No, there's been never any slaves in my family. There's never been any of that kind of stuff. I have a Welsh, German background on one side, Irish as well. I had obviously Australian, New Zealand, and the United States as well, going right back, but we didn't have anything. And my family are mostly teachers or preachers. It's probably where I get this from. But everyone was judgmental as well, judgmental, because that's how things were done. And we don't want this anymore. We have been alone. We've been on our own. And we have had to really think about some things here. For me, I was able to develop my school and get started with teaching, because that's where I'm supposed to be. I've been the practitioner for a long time now. And now I'm going to be teaching and am teaching all of the things that I know. First 2 semesters, ready to go. 3rd semester coming next year. And in between, I'm teaching you how to do tarot and some other things. There's other short courses there that are very, very inexpensive that you can do. And if you're a patron, you can take your discount as well. Okay? So for me, I'm all about showing you how to do something, and then you going out and showing others and helping others and healing others. And it keeps on spreading this way, in the right way. Because believe me, there's a wrong way to do healing. And that's sadly what's been around for the longest time as part of the dark agenda. But right now, we are taking our power back. Okay, we're really having a good think to ourselves. We're strengthening. We're taking our power back. We're envisioning that which we wish to see and nothing else. And this will shift you on the timeline of your most abundant life, of the easiest forward movement. If you learn all you needed to learn from your past by understanding yourself with compassion, just like you would if you're hearing someone else's story, give that back to yourself. That is the secret key to unlocking the door to your future happiness, to your future abundance, your future career, your future love. Because believe me, no one wants to be in love with someone that they constantly have to say how wonderful that person is and constantly pump them up. That doesn't work for too long. And if you're one of these people that is always, it's got to be me, it's my fault, I'm too ugly, I'm not handsome enough, I don't have big muscles or a sexy bod or boob job or whatever. If you constantly need reassurance, you need to give that to yourself. Who cares? If you love yourself in a sense where you're not being, up yourself like your crap doesn't stink or whatever, but more that you are just, I'm accepting of myself and my journey. It makes you more attractive. Problem solved. When the light is shining from your heart, you become hot. Right? You look younger. You're not going to get those wrinkles and lines. You're going to reinvent yourself all the time because you want to. You're going to play your music or sing or something that's out of your comfort zone because you can. And you're not comparing yourself to, I don't know, the biggest stars that are out there that have taken, money from the dark side, right? You're doing it anyway. And that is what you will constantly see here. I will show you how I pushed myself to learn something. I taught myself everything that I am doing here. Bass guitar. I taught myself that because everybody said, no, you can't play drums because we all play drums. So you're going to have to play the bass guitar. And then I used that as a challenge. Okay. All right then. I'm going to get this. And I had many years where I didn't have a guitar with me. Many years I didn't pick it up very often. Many years where I thought I was never going to get it. And then the last 2 years, I said, right, you're going to do this. I bought myself a new guitar, a new bass guitar in 2020. And I started practicing 2 or 3 nights a week, like consistently. And that's why I can jump on a guitar now, or a bass guitar, and just play Master of Puppets for you all. Why? Because I've been practicing for ages. Right, I didn't just do it. It's not easy, but I'm going through albums right now, and I'm playing each song in the album, and I'm just teaching myself. Because the more of a challenge I have in my life, the more I like it inspires me, right? To finally succeed. Now, this is where you're at right now. You are at a crossroads in your life where everything is about to change. Everything that you've ever wanted. Everything that you've ever been working towards, right? You're sick of waiting. Okay, we all are. We want our abundance to come in once and for all, and then we can help everybody, right? It comes in, you're going to be able to take the weight off your shoulders and hire people to help you or whatever you need to do, personal training, whatever it is. With abundance, right, we can do more. Now, if you're always wondering when that's coming from or how you're going to do it, you're never going to get it done. It's always going to be a hope or wish or a dream, a goal. You've got to own it now. The universe says it's already yours. And you have to say, I don't have to worry about how it's coming. I just need to keep my energy aligned with it being here. How do I do that? I imagine myself with it all right now. What am I doing now with with everything I've ever wanted. I am going to have the biggest celebration and eat the most food I've ever eaten in my life, and laugh and smile at the universe's sense of humor, and a joy of being able to finally travel to Australia and see my kids again, you know, have a house that I want so they can come and see, so that everyone can be connected again. The dogs can have plenty of room to go. I can start healing with horses and doing my horse work, which I haven't been able to do since I was 13 years old, bringing horses back in again and whispering, you know, with them, and just so much healing for everybody. I am going to be so excited that everybody's going to know. So I try to live in that time, in that fun. My husband and I do the same thing. We just live in the fun all the time. It doesn't mean that you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean that everything goes perfectly. It doesn't mean you don't have crap come across your lap and you have to deal with it. But in the biggest part of who you are is focused on what you are and how you're doing it, and it's here now. It's now yours. It's yours. It's yours. It's yours. Own it. If you can do that very, very quickly, you will have it. If you can think it, if you can see it, you can touch it. Okay? But if you doubt it and if you fear it, you will never see it. Never. This is the secret, everybody. It's the secret. We are going to have to deal at times in life. Doesn't mean you're off track. Right. Okay. Everything's changing and we don't feel the same. That is a lyric. I like that. And we're making moves. We're moving ahead. And we're not going backwards. Only to appreciate the person that was before. Just appreciate that person instead of denigrating that person and hating that person that you used to be. Feeling bad about choices you made, whatever. Just love that person because it led you to here. And the here and now. And everything in your life, I'm telling you, is if you focus on it being better and if you let go of the reins and you trust that your spiritual light team are going to organize and orchestrate things, it will. And it will happen so fast your head's going to spin. Ask for signs. Ask for confirmation. Whether it's, you know, you start looking at some readings or something, or you just come across one. Oh my God, they're saying the same thing. Ask for those things. Know that you don't have to be perfect. Who wants someone who's perfect? We want you to be raw and real and yourself and like it. Then we can hang out, right? Because there's no hidden agenda. Oh, you mean that when you say that, and you mean this when you're doing that. And it's like, nah. You keep on going around in circles like that and worrying about what everyone else might be thinking or doing, and you're just playing the game of the world. We've got to stop. We've got to be the example. And we are. It's working. Hallelujah. All right, everybody. I'm coming down from the pulpit right now. Oh, God. I just know, I'm just so passionate about humanity. I know what we can do. And I feel like it's my job to remind us, you know, just how awesome we are. Because we've had enough people telling us the opposite. Okay. All right, so final message here now. I've got to stop. There'll be more readings to come. Here we go. This is exactly what it's saying. You are successful. You are hardworking. You are talented. You're going to take a bow. This lion continues to come up. Lion heart, right? Capabilities, animal talking, your skills. Hey, learn something new. Excel at it. Do what makes you happy, brings you happiness. The Seven of Wands is assured success. It may feel like it's hard to get over that thing, but you're going to find a way around it. Right? You are winning already when you don't look back in anger. Oh my God, these song lyrics. Right? You're forging ahead. You're taking a bow for who you are and what you've been able to achieve, even if it's just for yourself. Like, oh my God, I'm proud of myself. I did that. I did that. I did that. Wasn't even that bad. I was guided and supported the whole way because I just let go of my own BS. How awesome. Look at me. You're grounding yourself. You're protecting yourself. You're always in your place of receiving. How can you go wrong? Do the declarations. You need them. Don't think you don't. You need them. Okay? They will help shape things much easier. No more. It's like no more experiences, rather more blessings. Right? More blessings for us all. And we let the hope and strength begin. Gosh, it's all coming out, right? We do it ourselves. This is the only way to inspire others who don't know how to do it themselves. Okay? Watch me without comparing yourself to me and just say, oh my God, Becky can do it. I can do it. I know I can do it. Okay? That is what I'm all about. Showing you what you can also do. Now, as things change, and things are going to change with worldwide, things are going to really change. Truths are revealing faster than you can imagine. People are coming out with all the information. You knew this was going to happen. Okay? We are going to go through a lot of changes. Okay? Rapidly. Right? And there's going to be a lot more people that suddenly drop out. Drop away from this life. People that are famous, people that, you know, we've always known, you know, just suddenly they're gone, you know. Those things are going to change. But things have to be this way because these are choices that these souls have made throughout their lifetime as well. Different lifetimes and things that they've had to accomplish and achieve. And once you've done it, you go. You move on. You transition. Right? But if we still remain true to our purposes, if we remain true to just helping ourselves first and then helping others to do the same thing. In other words, putting on the oxygen mask on yourself before you help other people. Just like they tell you in a plane, right? If you can do that, your life will become so much better, brighter, stronger. The right people will come across your path. There's no more lessons as much as there is blessings. Okay? There's no more rejection because you don't really care about what anyone thinks anyway. There's no more comparing because you're doing you, right? And life goes up instead of stays where it is or goes back down. Okay? Trust in this pathway for yourself. And once again, I'm grateful for each and every one of you for being on my pathway, going, you know, crossing paths, however it is that we do, right? And harm, I don't wish anyone any harm. I just want truth to be revealed and light to be shining, which it already is, but so brightly that everyone can see it, right? No matter where you are standing, that you have no choice but to witness the power of the people, right? All right, everyone, you know where I am, where you can find me. And until the next time, lots of love, many blessings. Bye for now.